Welcome to CCRPG, where we open up our virtual table and play games with some good friends. I'm Bob, and I'll be running Lancer, an RPG by Miguel Lopez and Tom Parkinson-Morgan. You can find it on itch.io. In our last session, the pilots got caught back up on happenings both on AO's station and the state at large. Astro reconnected with his agent, Roxana, who wants him back for a new project that would erase his black mark in film. Evelene provided the ferrofluid used by the pit wolves to H. Warren, a materials expert, for future study. Steve was dragged into the latest effort by Nolirian Dessyria to kindle a rivalry and get his opinion on the DBC crew. Dyne has Sol Prisma, a researcher on systems and technology trying to unlock the secrets of the Vesalian medium, found abandoned in a Cygna State research facility. We return now, as the pilots are still waiting for Ren to get them the info they need to chase down the latest lead they're following. Welcome back, pilots.
Hey there.
Hello.
Good to be back.
Hello.
Am back.
What are you all doing right now?
Tower of Cards.
What was that, Evelene?
Tower of Cards.
Tower of Cards.
We're in the kitchen. Eveline's building a tower of cards.
Astro walks by and says, "Ooh, look at that!" And he takes a card, puts it on top, and knocks the whole thing over.
God damn it, Astro!
Oh, sorry. How long did that take you?
I hand a couple credits to Jessica as we're watching.
Jessica giggles and takes the money.
Like 5 minutes, but still, come on, Astro.
Now you're going to have more practice. And your next tower is going to be even more structurally sound.
She's got a steady hand. I thought she'd have it.
Well, plan for the unexpected. And then points at Astro.
Yeah, Astro, I can't prevent acts of God. In this case, acts of Astro.
Oh, so you finally admit I'm God.
Astro, Evelene just kind of stares at Astro for a solid 5 seconds.
At least on this ship, I'm God.
Yeah, I quit.
Your God won't let you.
Dyne just shrugs and says, "You can think that, Astro," and then just walks out.
Oh, Lord Almighty, have you received any news from Ren, and shall we be moving on to the next mission?
Steve gets it. Not yet. Ren said they were following up on a few things, and they'd get back to us shortly. Suppose we could check in on them, but I also don't want to rush the situation.
As Astro goes to look at his information, Evelene, you notice that you have a pending message.
I guess I've been so busy with this card tower, I didn't notice. What's the message? I'll open up my communicator.
It looks like it's from H. Warren.
Oh, that guy. Okay, I wasn't expecting him to have results this fast. Okay,
There's no subject line on the message.
Suspicious.
Sounds like a phishing email. Delete it.
Astro, what are you doing here?
Oh, sorry. Right. I need to go check on if I heard anything from Ren.
You're just looking over my You're just looking over my shoulder like, ooh, what you get?
Astro's very distracted today.
I'll
See
open the
something
message.
shiny, he's like, ooh.
Is there any body?
You open it. No, it's nothing. It's a single message from H. Warren that has no subject or body.
Well, that's kind of odd.
Astro hears you and says, "What's kind of odd?" He comes back and looks over your shoulder. Empty email, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna I think I'm gonna hit up H. Warren. See if he's figured out anything about that Ferris fluid, I guess. Wait, actually, Bob, do I have any contact information other than this email?
No, this is it. This is the contact information for getting a hold of him while he's on AO station.
Okay. Yeah, well, I got nothing better to do. They won't get destroyed by Astro, so maybe I'll go check up on him.
I'll go with you. if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. More the merrier.
Sketchy email, I don't know.
Mind if I do a little poking around in this email? Maybe check the metadata. Might be some hidden information here.
Evelyn thinks
we
about
really
this for
are
a minute.
bored, aren't we?
Yeah. Actually, that's probably the right thing to do here.
Well, you see, there was text in the email, but the Ferris flu blew it up, so now it's gone.
Rip. Yeah, I'll forward that email to Astro, like a chain letter, spreading the virus.
All right, Astro, make a systems check and tell us what you're doing.
All right, so he's just gonna run some like metadata analyzer program on the email to see if there's something like embedded data hidden in it or something encrypted in the email that's wouldn't show up, in the body or subject or like in anything like you'd look at normally.
So what's interesting is I know the answer to whether or not there's something in there, but that's not what this check is going to be about. It's going to be about if you notice something in the metadata.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me
check.
something.
Is this going to be like can I use a pilot trigger?
Absolutely.
All right. I guess hack or fix. Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting all my windows in order here. Okay. Hack or fix. Roll. I rolled a 7.
All right.
Which is a 1, by the way. 1 plus 6.
You pull up the message that Evelene forwards to you. You run it through your program to check the metadata for like hidden information or like embedded data. Nothing. There's nothing there.
Astro shrugs.
It's all the normal information you would be able to find about like an email that was sent.
Got it. So Astro shrugs and says, well, I guess, just to, send you his email address. Now you have it.
But I already had it.
I don't know. Something's goofy going on. I could probably spend a bit longer and see if I can figure anything out, but I'm not noticing anything in the email. Maybe he just, misclicked, fat-fingered you an email?
Yeah, either that or you just... I don't know how well he is with sending emails. Maybe he was sort of like, I just want to let Evelyn know something's up.
Yeah, come on, Evelyn. I thought we were going for a walk. Going to go see the guy anyways.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, I'm going right now.
right.
Evelyn cleans up her cards because she's not a slob, and then let's get going.
You mean Evelyn cleans up Astro's mess?
Well, in the amount of time it would take to convince Astro to clean up the cards, Evelyn can just do it.
All right, stay safe.
Anyway.
All right, so Steve and Evelyn are going to check out H. Warren's setup.
Yep.
You both walk your way through the innards of AO Station. You do have to take like a little access vehicle to get there because it's a little further away from where I assume you guys were on the DBC. So yeah, to get from your hangar into the station and into like the admin district, which is where his labs are set up, it's in a less frequented area of the station. It's like not in the public area. It's more in like administrative offices and stuff like that. You work your way back through the station. As you are approaching H. Warren's kind of like lab / like variety of almost like corporate offices he's converted for other purposes. What are the two of you doing?
I imagine just having casual conversation. Like you don't think this is a trap or anything, right? It's just
Yeah. Do I know this nerd?
I mean, he's been on the station. I imagine you won't have had much reason to interact with him.
I wouldn't think so, but I just wonder if how important he was with Ren or something. Like if I've worked with him through that or anything, or if he was just like a dude.
Let me put it this way. If you could come up with a reason, I would allow it. He's a materials expert. So if you came across like something that it's hard to figure out what the makeup of it is, this is the guy to go to.
Very unlikely, but we were probably CC'd on the same email at some point.
Yeah, you would know that he is a employer/operator who works on AO Station. He rents out his own series of offices, and he runs his stuff out of there.
Okay. And then I just casual it's probably nothing. I just wanted to get some exercise. Cool. So yeah.
Chimera and Steve, as you two approach H. Warren's offices, you will see ahead of you, going down like kind of the whitewashed corporate style hallways that are rented out on the station to enterprising individuals who need private space. There is what appears to be a couple of construction people. Like station maintenance workers. They're dressed up in like overalls, coveralls, and like they have like little name badges like clipped to their shirts. The like hallway is basically like blocked off by like a large, like a couple of crates and a bunch of like construction materials, and you can see there's a panel taken off the wall to one side. That has like some wires exposed that are sparking a little bit. And as you get closer, one of the workers like will go, sorry, always closed.
What happened?
There's some sort of power surge. Things are messed up all through the walls here. We're tracking it down panel by panel. This one was affected, but we think there's some others too. So can't have you going through an active work site.
Can I glance at their names on their name tags?
Sure.
Okay.
There is Parker Heat and Matt Tumblehome.
I love that name. Yes, Biggs and Wedge. Thank you. All right. Well, we need to get over there. Is there a detour we can take, or how else we can get over there? We got places to be.
Matt Tumblehome, who is the guy who like stepped up to talk to you, like looks at Parker and like shrugs at him, and then Parker turns back to him and just like crosses his arms and like shakes his head solemnly. And then Matt shrugs and then looks back to you and goes, "Nah, I guess not."
Could we just, I'm something of a worker myself. I could travel through danger zones. I think we can. Evans kind of nods like,
I've worn a hard hat once or twice in my life.
Yes. I mean, we can just, if you guys can just, escort us through, I mean, I think that's an option, right? I mean, you guys have to go in there. So I imagine it's at least passable.
Matt like shakes his head and like waves his hand a little bit. He like one hand goes to his hips, the other hand like waves in front of him. He's like, no, you're not part of the crew's insurance. We'd be liable. The station would be liable if something happened to you. You have to understand it's a safety thing. It's just sorry, you're gonna have to come back some other time.
How blocked off is the route?
There is like a single large crate occupying half of the hallway. You see that Parker is kind of leaned up against that crate, kind of occupying the other half of the hallway. And then there's an open panel on the wall that some wires are almost like spilling out maybe like a foot into the hallway with some like sparks coming off of them. And then Matt is standing in front of that assemblage of things talking to the two of you.
And it's just those two, right?
It's just those two.
Evelene thinks for a minute. Turns to Steve in such a way that they can't see her facial reaction. She winks at Steve and then makes a beeline across the get through. Just books it.
Okay, so there's like two possible routes I could see you taking. You could push past Parker. But he's standing by the wires that are sticking out of the wall, and he's a pretty big, burly guy. So you'd have to push him out of the way and get past the sparking wires. Or you could try to vault over the crate that is taking up half of the hallway, but you imagine Parker would also interfere if you tried to do that, and you would be in the middle of vaulting if you tried to do that. So are you going to barge right through him, or are you going to try to like jump past him over the crate?
I'm trying. So, cards on the table. The plan is Eveline's not going to get through, but act as a distraction for Steve to get through. So I'm trying to figure out the cleaner route would probably be. I feel like Steve. I've known Steve long enough to know that he's somewhat athletic, right? Or he has some. He's not athletic, right?
No, he's not.
This might be
athletic at all.
What?
No, he's not unathletic at all. Sorry, I could not say that for the life of me.
Uncoordinated was the word I was looking for.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I don't think you can be as a Lancer pilot. You got to be like a little bit of an action hero, right?
Also, he's a pilot too.
Right.
Yeah.
He flies the ship.
Okay, then I will go through the route that involves the electrical wiring and see how far. I mean, she gets through. That's perfect. But I mean, if she can at least like hold them up long enough, that's the ideal situation.
Okay, so you're gonna try and barge through. You're gonna just run past Matt, who's trying to like stop you, and then barge through Parker, who's taking up the other half of the thing.
Yep, that's the plan.
All right. So
can I do a skill check for this,
plan.
or it just happens?
So here's a fun thing.
Oh boy.
That you're not that will become apparent. This is going to be a dangerous check.
Oh, because the wiring.
Maybe.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
What are you gonna use?
Stay cool is the closest thing I can come up with because I'm working dexterity and speed. There's some sort of precision here because I'm not trying to get shocked by the wires.
Stay cool. Yeah, I'm gonna allow that. That seems reasonable enough.
Mm-hmm. All right, a d20 plus 6. Let's see if we get a bad roll to start the game. Or we already had 1, so it can't be 2, right? 20.
Evelene.
Oh, damned.
That is what you needed to not take any downside from this, since it was a dangerous check. So 20 on the field is exactly what you needed. You take Matt completely by surprise. He isn't even ready for you to do this maneuver, so you get right past him. Parker sees you coming, but like is almost in disbelief that you're gonna like wedge past him and the wiring. You see him reach for something, but you're too quick. You like shoulder check him out of the way and press him like up against the wall. You basically flatten him to the wall and barge past before he can do anything about it. Now, are you just bolting into the distance down the hallway now that you're past them, Evelene?
Yep, I'm cackling out loud as I'm doing like, so long, suckers! And she's just booking you all the way to H. Warren's place.
All right. So
I would like to request. I'm pretty sure I understand what's going on here. Pretty sure I did before she started running. But I'd like to read a situation.
Sure. Yeah, that'll give you some insight.
I had no intention of running past them in the first place, but if I saw him reach for something, especially. I want to see if I can get the upper hand here before anything else happens.
This will be a setup check. You'll be able to roll this into something else because you've been given an opening.
All right.
This
I would
is not
argue
dangerous
accuracy, but
I'm going to give you accuracy, situational accuracy, because of Eveline's distraction.
Yeah. Between like them not looking and just All right. Ooh, that's a 9.
All right. So with a 9, it is unfortunate because, wow, that was such a bad roll. you basically watch as Evelene like flattens the one guy to the wall, and you look down at what he could possibly be reaching for, and it's just like, you know, like the tools and stuff for the wall. And you're like, okay, well, Evelene just like threw these guys out of whack, or maybe something else has happened, but you haven't been able to intuit more than what Steve already thinks. You haven't been able to get any additional insight on the matter.
Okay.
But because of the distraction, you have time to do something else. Are you going to stay here and like wait to see how this plays out, or are you going to do a thing?
Yeah, I will stay here and talk to them, and I'm still suspicious, but not. Steve's just always suspicious.
I mean, what happens next is going to be really informative, because either they're going to chase after her, which makes no sense based on their cover story, or they're just going to be like, wow, she's nuts, and then they get back to work.
You watch the guy in the back, Steve, reach for something. Again, like after he watches Evelene run in the distance, they don't start to chase. But you see what he does is he pulls up some sort of communication device. And like it's basically like a walkie-talkie. You see him press it, and he says quickly into the device, someone got past, coming your way. Does that initiate anything for you, Steve? Right now, basically, Matt turned to watch her run past and then turns back to you to like continue blocking you from going anywhere. And you watch Parker pull up a walkie-talkie and basically inform someone that someone is coming.
I'll just look at that confused and go, what, are there more panels up ahead that are sparking?
At this point, Matt begins to dissemble a little bit noticeably. He goes, yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, there were probably lots of faults in the walls. This is only one of the panels. And I mean, if she's going to be reckless like this, you know, this isn't the only danger up ahead. It's probably best if you just stay here with us.
Does he have any weapons on him that I can see?
Not noticeably.
Okay. And then one last thing I want to look at. The sparking wires.
Okay, yeah.
Do they look like they're cut? Now, can I tell in between sparks if, like, you know what I mean? When, like, a wire's cut versus when it's, like, blown apart? It's pretty, like, it's clean, right?
Yeah, you're looking for tampering, essentially.
Yeah, I'm looking for, like, this doesn't seem like, because if wires are exposed and platings exposed, there had to be some sort of, like, force or explosion behind that, I would think. And if they're tampering with it or making it look like it is a thing, I would expect it to be less aggressive, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make a check for this.
Okay. Stay cool? Or investigate.
This is probably your investigate. Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. That's 11.
You look back at the wires and you realize with the amount of equipment they have here and like how pulled out into the hallway almost on purpose the wires are, it's not so much that they look obviously cut as it looks like they've done nothing to fix them. It's possible maybe they're good at tampering with it. You get a sense that, like, they weren't doing anything as you approach them. They aren't working on this wall. They haven't started to fix this thing. Like, you know, Evelene, and especially Curry, if there was a problem like this in one of your wall panels, they would have fixed it in, like, 2 minutes.
Yep. All right. Then I am going to attempt to take down Matt. And kind of like, if I can do it well, take him down and like knee in the back kind of thing. And at the same time, I'd like to pull out a pistol and point it at the other guy.
Okay. Yeah, let's do like a rolling assault then, probably, to see how well you do here. This is going to be a levels of success one. It's going to be dangerous because if you roll above 10, you disable Matt, and Parker is still a threat. If you roll above a 20, you'll have the drop on Parker.
Okay. I'd like to argue accuracy only because they have no visible weapons, and I think it would take them a little bit longer to pull them out. So I think I have a little bit more time than they do.
I agree with you.
Okay. Can I push?
You can push. It will make this a 20 or nothing, though.
Jay rolled an 8, by the way.
Yeah, so
I rolled a 1 on the d20.
So you came out with an 8 total. Basically, what pushing is it would make this it's already a dangerous roll. It would basically make it like one of those godly rolls or whatever, right? It's like anything less than a 20, and it's considered a full fail.
Well, I mean, this is already considered a full fail, I think.
Yes, but pushing implies that the downside gets worse.
The worse, okay. Do I want to push this? No, I won't. I'll just take the loss.
All right, so you
describe lose a limb or something.
So you try to take this guy down, and it doesn't go through. Let me describe for you what they have access to, so you can tell me how you see this scene playing out. Evelene rushes past, throws him off balance. They try to dissemble for you. You realize something's going on. You try to take down Matt quickly, and he is way more skilled than you gave him credit for. You underestimated him slightly. As you come at him, his entire face changes. Not in the sense of like morphing, but in the sense of like the person you were just talking to was a facade. He drops into like work mode, and you see very quickly he blocks your attack, and he pulls out a knife in his left hand, pistol in his right hand. What kind of attack were you trying to do that he was able to parry?
I would have been right hand going for the gun, left hand going for like his arm to like swing him around and like use momentum to pull him down was what I was going for. So he would have like knocked my left hand away, I guess, as I was reaching for him.
Totally. Yeah, he knocks you away. He's able to back up, get a space between you. He like pulls his knife up to create distance and has like his gun trained. You see as Parker, who is behind, realizes what is happening, and he still doesn't have anything, but you see him now reach for the thing he was originally reaching for when Evelene barged past him.
Okay.
Basically, they're fully armed and ready to rumble at this point.
Okay. I would have kept pulling the pistol out and aiming it at him at this point, and been like, those standard issues for workers here?
Matt will cock a smirk, and he'll just say, standard issue for all cloak.
I see. Okay. I would like to now shoot at the giant sparking panel to get like a good amount of sparks going if I can, and run.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, fuck yeah. What's this?
That's cool.
I'll go stay cool.
Okay, yeah. Perform a task that requires concentration, dexterity, and speed under pressure. Absolutely. That like throwing up a distraction in the face of odds is like great for this.
All right.
This is dangerous again.
Yeah. All right. 19.
Okay, on a 19, you do what you want, but there are consequences. I.e., you shoot at the wall panel, and with the tampering they've done, it was more volatile than you expected, and you get caught up in the explosion a little bit. You watch as Matt gets thrown against the wall and kind of gets like almost tumbled over the box. So he's like laying half on top of and half like fallen off of the box. He's instantly unconscious. Like an explosion happens, he gets thrown against the wall and knocked out. Parker, who was reaching for something behind the crate, was able to duck behind the crate and take cover with whatever he grabbed. You get knocked on your ass. You're blown back and you take 2 pilot damage.
Okay, 2 pilot damage here. Okay. What do I know about Cloak?
Cloak is one of the independent operators in this area. What you would know as Steve is they are often called upon for assassination contracts, spy contracts, things of that nature. Very much like they're a group in the same way that Periapsis is a group, in the same way that the Ruin Chain is a group, right? They're all like the independent, almost like crime and otherwise organizations in this sector. What you learned recently, though, is that Cloak usually offers its services to the highest bidder, but the rumor is that they basically sold out to Corsec.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to do a few things. First off, do we have communicators for the ship close by like this or no? Like little cell phones or I don't know.
Unless you have a what are they called? A link
Omni tool?
An Omni is that what it's called?
Omni hook?
Omni hook. Unless you have an Omni hook, you would need to interact with one of the station interfaces to send a message from here.
Okay.
Do we still have short term or short range, or is it only
like if you're like close by each other, you would be able to like there's close range communications, but you guys had to basically take some public transit to get where you are.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
could I communicate with only Evelene?
Absolutely.
Then?
Yeah, you
okay.
two are within range of each other.
All right, then I'll just send her a message that just says danger, those guys were spies, there's more. And they're warned.
Also, Evelene, you hear an explosion behind you as you barrel down the hallway.
She slows down briefly, and then she's like, Steve's got this, and she keeps running.
Yeah. Then I'm going to search the other Cloak guy that's unconscious.
Well, the thing is, the other guy ducked behind a crate with something. So he's still here. Are you going to search him?
I thought he got hit. Sorry, okay, I thought he got hit. Yeah,
no, the guy you were talking to got thrown against the wall. The guy who used the walkie-talkie, who was like further behind, he ducked like behind the crate, like he's on the far side of the hallway from you towards where Evelene went. Basically, he's using the crate as cover now, and you don't know what he grabbed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait a minute to see if he comes out or anything and try to kill him if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. What happens is he peeks over the side and he starts opening fire on you from a covered position. He has some sort of semi-automatic rifle.
Okay.
So it's not an automatic, but it is like shot. Like it's like consistent fire.
Sure. Yeah, semi-auto. Sure.
I would just like to say, at this exact moment, if we cut back to the ship, Astro is sitting at the table trying to make a card tower, and it just collapses, and he slams the table in frustration. He's like, "This is hard."
Astro up to important stuff right here.
Didn't even realize it's a portent of bad news. But yeah, so how do you plan on dealing with this?
I mean, I would have been aiming and ready, right? So I imagine I'd try to get a shot off first and then duck behind if I can't, standard shoot him in the face if I can. That's the best strategy.
Sure. Now, this is considered dangerous and then plus difficulty because he's firing from a covered position.
Am I not? I figured I'd
you weren't right up on the box. Like after this move, you can eliminate that because then you'll both be in cover.
Okay, I guess I would get to cover. I didn't realize I wasn't in cover. So instead, I'll get somewhere quickly. You were knocked
on your ass by the blast.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't have even a chance to.
Yeah, you would have basically had to scramble back up as he started unloading on you. Okay, so this action will be partially getting into a better position and trying to do something about being fired upon.
I'm trying to decide if I want to invoke get somewhere quickly instead to just try to avoid complications in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be able to, this wouldn't turn the tables on him, but it would get you out of danger.
Yeah, I'd imagine I would do that first.
Okay, so this would still be dangerous, but it won't have difficulty then.
Okay. Roll that. That was a 24.
A 24 is exactly what you needed. You're able to basically scramble behind cover of your own. You have regained your composure, and now there's a bit of a standoff where he's on one side of this cover, you're on the extended other side of this like long crate that's in the hallway. You both have weapons, and yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens there. But first, I want to check in with Evelene. Evelene, you're barreling forward towards where you know H. Warren's office is. You've heard an explosion in the background. You got a message from Steve saying, hey, spies, there's more ahead. What are you doing as you move forward? Do you stop and go carefully? Are you, barging ahead? Do you have your weapon out? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure that out. I think what I'm going to do is I definitely have my weapon out. I think I will slow down because it eventually occurred to Evelene that maybe running would generate a lot of noise and attention to myself, which is probably bad. I think as Evelene is moving toward H. Warren's office, she's going to be looking for an office that has some sort of communication, like something like you had mentioned before, like we need like an OmniHook to just send an actual message out to like the DBC. I think she's looking for opportunities. Like if there's like an office space, she's like, hey, can I borrow your OmniHook for a sec to send a message? Mine broke or something.
So all the offices here are empty.
Okay.
These are like, a lot of them are bare bones, like they haven't been rented yet, so they're not even hooked up, right? There's like you see a couple offices you pass that are just like dark, the lights aren't on, empty desk with nothing on it, chair behind the desk, like filing cabinet in the back, but there's no like labeling on it, right? Some like empty, ready to use offices.
Right.
And the ones that do have like a notice on the door that says like who's renting the space are currently empty.
It was worth a shot. Yeah,
you can still like go into one of those like rooms that are empty but have stuff in it if you want to.
I think that is an option. Yeah, at least poke my head in. Like try not to draw attention to myself, but like if there's an opportunity to see if there's anything I can use or grab, that'd be great.
Yeah, you find an abandoned office that seems to be for some sort of paper manufacturing. Like they don't make the paper there, but they are the administrators and people who sell the paper to people who need it.
Actually, here's a really stupid question: do phones exist in this world? Like hardline phone?
That the equivalent of that would be like a station terminal that connects to all other terminals on the station.
I wasn't sure like an office had like a number that people could call and like, hey, I want to order paper, and then they have like a.
Oh yeah, no, they would have. That's what you have for H. Warren. You have his personal contact information on the station, which means that like based on where he is on the station, you could contact him while he's in his offices or while he's at his residence. Basically, it would send his personal information at those two places.
But there's nothing like publicly available I can snag. I guess is what I was thinking.
No, there's like terminals on the wall and stuff like that. Yeah. Like that's what I'm getting at is like, yes, this room has its own terminal that is addressed to this room.
Yeah, I will use that terminal to call the DBC then.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. You ring up the DBC. Jessica answers and goes, oh, hey, Evelene. How are things going? You and Steve have a good time?
Well, I imagine that's rather a subjective statement there, Jessica. So here's the facts. We were going to H. Warren's place to check up on him. It seems like there were some folks posing as some workers, and it seems like they might be assassins. That's what Steve's been telling me. And I got ahead. Steve's dealing with them back in the hallway some distance, and I think we might need some backup. I'm gonna run ahead, but if Astro's not too busy doing card castles or what shit, can you get him and the rest of the gang to head out to H. Warren's place and give us some backup?
Jessica looks serious as you're telling her this, and she goes, yeah, I'll get him on it.
I will give her the coordinates if they don't know them already.
Okay, sending them now. Good luck, Evelene.
Yeah.
She terminates the terminal, like she just ends it, and like you see her walking away as if she's going somewhere.
Is she an AI also?
I mean, yeah, you don't know, I guess, is the technically correct answer. You
I can't
suspect not, but I don't know.
I can't remember if we had that discussion in recording or not.
We did not, so you sound strange.
Yeah, so we were joking around off the recording.
No, we don't need to know. It's fine.
Okay, just
You're
ignore
just allowed
that
to sound
line.
strange. Where because she would go to Astro first because she knows where Astro is. Dyne, where have you gotten off to? I know you said you left the kind of like mess hall.
Oh, I would have gone back to the med bay. I was doing some stuff with Artemis.
Jessica wasn't very far away from the mess hall. So, Astro, you see Jessica burst into the room, which the air differential from her, like, having the door slide open, like, creates enough of a breeze to knock over your current card creation.
I'm so close with that one.
Astro, Steve and Evelene are in danger.
What? What do you mean?
Assassins, here. And she just throws you a data pad that has like a little map with coordinates on it.
He kind of fumbles it, drops it on the table, picks it up again.
She's already stopped talking to you. She walks over to like the wall panel that's in the mess hall and calls up, like she basically dials for Dyne on the inner station, like on the inner ship thing. Dyne, where are you currently?
Med bay.
In med bay?
Yeah.
In med bay, you get like just a little like auto connection because it's like within the ship. You just see Jess appear on the wall and go, "Oh, Dyne, good. Steve and Evelene are in danger. They said assassins. I gave Astro the coordinates. They said they need backup."
I'm gonna say, okay. We'll go head there. Send a message to Ren about the situation. They probably want to know that there are assassins on the the station. And
That's a
Got
good
it.
idea.
I'll let Ren know.
Yeah. And I close the link, grab my stuff, and just start immediately like running towards the exit of the TBC.
Jessica finishes that, turns back around. Astro, have you gotten yourself straight yet?
Yeah.
He's building another card castle.
He's like, I'm good. I'll run to. Is there like a thing like how you don armor in D&D? Would it take time for me to put on my stealth hard suit?
It probably takes a little bit of time, but I mean, I would assume that because you guys need your hard suits in order to pilot your mechs, I would imagine that there is a way for you to kind of I assume it goes on, like parts of it go on like over your normal clothing as well. You know what I mean? Parts of it probably are better to be, right against you, but like I bet there's a quick way to get in just to pop into those. I will assume it takes a minute or two.
Yeah, would it be, as I'll run to my locker and I'll sort of be like putting it on as I'm like gathering other stuff, like multitasking, hopping around as he like fastens a boot, and he'll meet up with Dyne and say, "So you heard?"
Yep, ready to go.
This the data pad that she gave me, is that like shows me where they are or something?
It is legitimately, it's just like a little portable data chit that you can just download like a few things onto. Like it's like super small. It's like you could use it almost as like a picture frame, right? You could like load a bunch of pictures on it and then put it in your room and it'll just display those pictures and things like that. What she has done is she has loaded the station map and then marked the coordinates that she was given. So basically she threw you just like a little data chit that has like a map of the station and the coordinates they're at.
I'll hold it out for Dyne to look at, and I'll point that they're over here. Let's double time it.
Let's go.
All right. It will take you guys a little bit to get there. So let's pop back in, I believe, with Steve. Steve, you're now in a bit of a standoff with this guy who's around the other side of the crate here. Are you attempting to break this standoff, or what are you doing in this situation?
I don't want to deal with this guy, so I am going to use one of my 2 grenades on him.
Ooh, okay.
I didn't know you had grenades.
There's a lot of things you don't know about, Steve.
All right, let's see. All right, well, you have 2 of them, I believe, right?
Correct, yeah.
All right, cool. So, just because you're under fire here, I will need a pilot check, but it's just going to be a straight up and down check. Just to see how effective you are here.
Check.
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's not dangerous. It's not difficult. It's just a straight up and down normal pilot check here, since you're using a piece of equipment.
All right, so just 1d20, right?
Well, with whatever trigger you want to use for this.
Oh, like a full trigger. Okay.
Yeah. You still get to do all your stuff. I mean, no difficulty modifiers.
Got it. I got it. Okay. I mean, it's just assault. Or, I mean, it's not stay cool. Is it? Assault or stay cool?
This is probably direct combat.
Yeah. All right. We'll do assault then. 22.
Steve, you tell me how this works.
I mean, he's just shooting. He ducks behind for a second, and then he just hears clink, 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 and then like comes up again on the box just to look, and there's just a frag grenade sitting right there.
You hear for just half a second, oh, and then you see him. You see a smoking guy blasted back through the hallway and just like land. He lands in a bit of a heap. So there are these 2 guys here. The one is like right next to you because he's like on top of the box that you're like taking cover by. He got hit by the earlier explosion, and the other is fragged out. The guy who got knocked by the initial explosion is still knocked out.
Okay.
So
I'm going to stand up, take a few steps forward, and then just shoot at the smoking body once or twice. And then put my gun away and start searching the unconscious guy, taking the weapons off him, tying his hands, and specifically checking inside of his mouth for any false teeth.
Okay. You check through him. You do the difficult work of, moving around kind of an unconscious body, but you do it with a fair amount of proficiency. You're able to grab his like combat knife and service pistol. And yeah, you check him for anything else he has on him. It appears he has like the little name tag that he has that says that has the name Matt Tumblehome on it. As you check through, you find there are 2 other badges this guy has on him. Both of them say Matt Tumblehome, but the one that you looked at originally said, Matt Tumblehome, like station engineer. The other 2 that you find in here, one says station security, and the other one says station. What's the the one that's cleaning, station
janitorial or whatever.
Yeah, station station janitorial operator. So you find he has 3 different IDs in his pockets. He has his weapons. Now to check his mouth to see if he has any fake teeth, that is going to take a check of some sort.
I'm the check master today.
You are. You got involved
checks left and forth. Investigate, I think. Makes sense.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I clicked off the tab. 1 second. Investigate. Accuracy because he's unconscious?
You know what you're looking for, so I'll give you accuracy.
All right. 19?
19, great. You root through his mouth, and it looks like his back right molar is of a slightly different shade than the rest of his teeth. Like, noticeably so. It is, you can't tell if it's specifically what you're thinking it is, but you can tell it's different than all of his other teeth. It's too white. That's exactly what it is. It is more of an idealized tooth.
Listen, either I'm giving this guy a horrible headache and jaw pain for a while. I might be doing that anyways, from a cap or something, but it's coming out.
All right. Yeah, no check there. It's gonna suck, but you can do this thing. I mean, you have some knives on you.
You use his knife to remove his teeth.
Yeah, so this is going to take a little bit of time. By the time you do this, are you just going to like get that fake tooth out of there, like with him kind of restrained, kind of like sit him against a wall or something? And like, what are your plans on moving on from this position? Or are you going to stay here and babysit the bodies?
I'm going to stay here for a few minutes.
Cool.
I don't know for sure that people are coming, but I did warn Evelene, and I'm just going to give them a few minutes and kind of guard this area because this guy could be pretty valuable, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you've taken out these two cloak members. One of them dead, the other captured, and you took out a fake tooth. So that's some upsides for you.
Cool.
Astro and Dyne, you were able to suit up, get on some transit to go around the station. You are heading to the admin district that they went to. You are going to be maybe like 5 minutes lagged in this scene. So we'll come back to you in a little bit. Evelene, you finished making your call to the DBC. You asked for backup. You believe Jessica's getting that for you. What do you do now?
I'm gonna move ahead. Try to do it stealthily or in a way that isn't going to draw attention to myself. If I start seeing anyone who I assume we're probably gonna be in worker outfits, I'm gonna try to lay low.
Okay.
Not get seen.
Yeah, this sounds like stealth to me, buddy.
Yep. I don't think I have anything that would stay cool, maybe? No.
Not in this situation.
Then I got nothing. It's just a D20, I guess.
All right, let's see what you can do.
Evelene trips over a bunch of pot and pans that happen to be inexplicably in the middle of the hall. 3.
You predicted it. It is not that, Evelene. It's just, you're not a sneaky person.
Not at all.
You're trying to sneak against the sneakiest people. As you get closer to where H. Warren's lab is, he's just a little bit further ahead. You get blindsided. One of the offices that you just wrote off as like an empty office to one side, you see the door like burst open as you're going past it, and this giant dude like flies out of it, tackling you against the wall. You're gonna have to take 1 pilot damage.
All right. Actually, how do I? Oh, it's been a while since I've had the. Okay.
And you were thrown to the ground. This guy, just this big bear of a man, has like mutton chops, and he's wearing actually a suit that doesn't fit him very well. He kind of looks like what a professional wrestler looks like when they're wearing a suit. And as he stands up, he shouts further down the hallway towards where H. Warren's office, is. And he goes, "Got a rat sneaking around. Could use some help." What do you do, Evelene?
I got my gun in my hand.
Well, you were knocked to the ground. Whatever maneuver you try here will be a little bit more difficult because he's right over you. You absolutely can do whatever you think you can, though.
I mean, I'm clearly not going to overpower this guy with muscle. As much as it would be to do a groin kick, probably a gunshot would probably be better here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to try to shoot him.
All right. This is going to be a dangerous check.
Makes sense. I feel like this is I I hate having to keep rely on this, but this is all I've got. Stay cool would be appropriate here.
It's just you don't have the thing here. Like what you're looking for is like an assault or something like that. The skill trigger for applying force to a situation would be something like apply fist to faces, assault, blow something up, take control, threaten. You just don't have those.
Fair enough. Okay, then it's just a straight D20, which means I'm probably going to get some damage for doing this.
It's possible.
Oh, let's see. Here we go. 17.
17. So you do what you want, but you aren't fast enough. You pull up the gun, and the guy gets down, and you're in the middle of standing up. He grabs. What kind of gun do you have, by the way?
I think it's just a pistol. It's been a while since I've had to think about this, but I think it's just a pistol.
Well, I can look at your thing. It says you have
light signature.
You said you have a heavy AC and a light signature. It says. Yeah. Yeah, heavy AC would be something that you need assistance with.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pull up your sidearm, and he reaches down and he grabs it by the slide on the top, and he's able to push it away, and you're fighting over control of the pistol. He's trying to keep it aimed away from him, and you're just trying to pull it over him. You hear people getting closer, coming down the distance from H. Warren's direction, while you're wrestling with this guy. You are able to slowly pull it in on him. As you're doing that, you see him pull a knife off of his belt, and he stabs you in the arm with it. And it hurts. That's going to be another 2 pilot damage.
Woof. Okay.
But then you still succeed here. So how do you turn the tables and shoot him from this situation? Because you do get the shot off.
So I'm trying to think. So if he pinned me down, then
you're in the middle of standing up, but as you pull your pistol, he grabs the pistol, and you're wrestling over it, and then he pulls a knife and stabs your arm. How do you take control back in this situation and shoot him? Because you did succeed. So just tell us what we see here.
So I imagine Evelene was aiming for a torso shot, but clearly that didn't pan out too well. So I imagine that she got a good shot in the arm, and I want to say, I want to wish it was the dominant arm that had the knife, but it's just one of his arms. You can pick which arm, but it disables that arm effectively.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. This guy is thrown back into the wall from the first of the shot. You have the upper hand on him now, even though you're also bleeding from the knife wound. Down the hall, further toward H. Warren's place, you see 2 people wearing what you've come to recognize as station security outfits, full with name badges that say station security, coming from the direction of H. Warren's offices. They're both holding light rifles. Okay. This guy is thrown back against the wall from your shot. You have 2 incoming and 1 guy injured. What do you do?
Did he drop his knife when he got hit?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say that you hit his dominant arm. He gets thrown against the wall. His knife drops to the ground.
I'm going to... I don't know how much time I have to do all of this, but I want to grab the gun and shoot him in the leg, and then take cover.
Grab the gun.
Knife. Sorry.
Okay, that's
knife.
What I thought you meant. You shoot him in the leg as he falls, as he keels over. You've essentially taken him out of this fight. You don't know if he'll survive or not, but that's not your concern. You shoot him in the leg. He falls over. You grab his knife that he dropped, and you could probably dodge into one of these empty rooms to take cover if you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I do, and then. If possible, I'm going to send a message to Steve saying just one word, help. And I think that's all I can really fit in the amount of time I probably have.
All right. This lines up about right. So Steve, as you're kind of watching the bodies, you're cooling down a little bit from the bit of excitement you had, and then you get that message from Chimera.
Okay. And there's no one else here or anything?
Not yet.
Shown up? Okay.
No.
Is there any anything to like write on or anything nearby? Like, did they have like a clipboard or pen and paper or anything with their stuff?
I'm gonna assume they have like some sort of like marker, like wall, like a marker that writes on steel,
oh, sure.
Kind of thing.
I'm gonna grab that quick and just write Shadow Agent and then point an arrow down at this guy.
You just write it on the wall above the guy.
Yeah.
It's exactly Chimera. It's a space Sharpie. You basically just Sharpie on the wall, Shadow Spy with an arrow pointing at the unconscious guy you've left against the wall.
Yep.
You could just write on his forehead if you wanted to.
Sure, I'll write spy on his forehead. That's where spy. It's Shadow pointing down and then spy on his head. And then is he tied up, right? Like,
you restrained. You restrained. I think you said you restrained his like wrists behind his back, right?
Yeah. I would have also taken his shoes off, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey man, running in a space station like this without shoes would suck.
I mean, you're not wrong.
All right, then I'll just go and then run down the hallway after Evelene.
All right. Evelene, you sent your message. The two air quotes, security agents are coming down the office at you. You don't know whether or not they saw you pull into this office or not. What are you going to do? Are you going to engage them? Are you going to try and take cover here and wait? What's Evelene's plan?
I'm bleeding, so I think Evelene's holding back on any sort of heroic moments for the time. Is there any electronic parts or anything in this room? Like another terminal or anything like she can fiddle with?
I'm going to say that you dodged into one of the rooms that doesn't like have an occupant. Okay. So there's no terminal on the desk. There's this is an unhooked up room, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah, I think she's gonna focus on patching herself up.
Okay.
Then just stop the bleeding. That sort of thing. Oh, you know what? Well, I just remembered I have a wilderness survival kit, but I don't know if I would have brought that with me. I mean,
how does that help? I'm truly curious.
It has patches.
Patches
for bleeding.
Oh, there's like a specific item for that though. That's just patch.
No, those are hard suit patches. That's if you get a cut while in vacuum. Like in your suit to prevent decompression.
Yeah, then none of this is particularly useful here. I'm just going to try to patch myself up.
All right, so that also means you're trying to take cover here and not get noticed, hoping they don't close in on you. So go ahead and roll me a pilot check there, Chimera, to see if you can stay beneath their notice.
Yeah, I don't have anything that can help me here, so just a D20.
All right, go for it.
11.
11. You've pulled into this room. You've closed the door. You're kind of like up against the wall, trying to take advantage of the sight lines from the door. It's one of those like office style doors that has like windows in it and stuff, but like where they would be able to see in from. And you just hold position in here and try to be as quiet as possible while applying pressure to your knife wound. They don't seem to have seen where you went.
Nice.
Which gives Steve enough time to catch up to you. Steve, you pull up and you can actually see them from a distance before they see you. Because what you see ahead is two air quote security agents like trying to help a downed giant man. There is a giant man on the ground who has a couple of bullet wounds. One of them is like kneeled down trying to like get like a pressure bandage on his two wounds, and the other guy is like looking around for someone but isn't looking down the hallway quite as far as where you are. It looks like he's almost like looking for something that's hiding.
Okay, I'll just wait for an opportunity for that guy to not be looking in my direction. Okay, if I can.
Absolutely.
And then I do have like a medium signature weapon on me now that I have time to like pull it out and everything. I'll pull that out and attack them.
Okay, and
Once I have the drop.
you have accuracy on this because you have the drop on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Not dangerous because they're not directly threatening you yet.
Cool. It was an 18.
18, that's what you needed. You were able to basically pick off the searching guy with shots from a distance. Evelene, you hear shots outside the door, and then you hear the body of one of the 2 security agents slump to the ground just outside your door.
Can I see the other guy?
Do you risk a peek out the window in the door?
I think so.
Yeah, you peek out. You see that the other security agent, and obviously, Steve, you see this too. The other security agent has dragged the large man into one of the other side rooms and has holed up in there. So those 2 people are out of sight right now, but you dropped the one that was searching for Evelene. What do the 2 of you do?
Do I see Steve?
No, you're still hiding in the room.
Okay,
you would need to come out, basically.
I will risk just to poke my head out to see if I can figure out where Steve is, because I assume it has to be Steve. There's no one else. Well, it could be. I guess it could be the other 2, but I think Steve would be here first.
Yeah, you're able to spot each other from a distance. Steve, you see one of the other doors open right next to where the guy you shot is, and you see Evelene's head peeking out ever so slightly, and Evelene, you see Steve down towards the distance of the hallway with gun.
Oh, okay, good. It's you, Steve. Okay, I was worried for a minute.
I slowly just kind of shake my head at you, and then I point over at the doorway where the guy dragged the. You probably see a blood trail.
Yeah,
totally.
I'm sure.
Trail 100%. So I'm just pointing towards that and starting to walk towards it slowly.
I'll nod and follow behind.
All right. Are you guys going to do like a? Are you gonna breach and clear or something? What's the plan as you approach this doorway?
Hey, Steve, what's the plan?
How many are there? I saw one other pull him in.
Just the one that I'm aware of. And he took out one guy. Looks like he took another one. There were 3 total.
All right. Well, let's get him then.
All right.
And then I'll count down from 3 or whatever.
This is going to be a dangerous check with advantage, because the 2 of you, he's holed up in a defensive posture here, but you guys are going to 2v1 this guy in kind of a breach action here. So you're going to have the accuracy going into this, but it will still be dangerous.
Okay.
One of you will have to choose to be the one who rolls this. Probably whoever has the better trigger should lead the action.
I don't have any triggers.
Would you accept stay cool?
I think this is a more aggressive action than stay cool.
I agree. I was reaching, but gotta take it.
I can do distraction with
assault
gadgets.
Is all I got.
Maybe like a knife or a gun being a distraction. It's a stretch. If you say no, it's fine. I'm just, I'm grasping for straws here.
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine. I'll do assault. It's a +2. So.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's an 8 though.
Accuracy?
Well, yeah, that's with accuracy.
Oh, geez, that's an 8.
Yep.
So the thing you weren't expecting when the 2 of you burst open this door is the pain tolerance of the large man. With the very quick bandaging the large man has gotten from his companion, he is up, and if the 2 of you notice, his veins are bulging a little bit. Something's off about him. He comes at you sideways. You were expecting both of them, the one guy, to be in a firing position, and you guys draw up on him. He starts unloading covering fire as KESTRAL. Steve, since you were leading the action, I'm going to assume you were a little bit further ahead. The large man barrels into you from the side, taking you off balance.
You said he came at us horizontally, and you, from the side, right? Is what you meant. But in my mind's eye, I had this image of this large man horizontally flying through the air.
Just fucking
I can't get that out. Yeah,
just
like
full
the other
dive.
guy threw him or something.
He's got superpowers now.
It's like spinning.
Just like screaming like a barbarian.
Yeah, he launches himself from one side of the room and just takes you in the midsection and slams you against the far wall. Kestrel, you're going to take 2 pilot damage from this.
Sure.
As you are shaken against the wall. He falls back and is immediately going to try and keep you down. The other person you watch continues to fire covering fire on Evelene. Evelene, since the attack did not work out the way you wanted, you had to kind of retreat behind the door frame so that the shots didn't score home on you.
Can I get a clear shot on the guy on Steve?
You would have to peek out enough to expose yourself to the other guy inside.
Dang, okay.
Now, while you guys are in this situation, Dyne and Astro, you arrive in this section of the station. You are following the route that was given to you by Evelene, that Evelene forwarded along to you where to go. As you guys advance, are you taking this cautiously? Obviously, there's some issues here, right?
Right. I think we would probably rush to the building, and once we got to the building, we would begin to act cautious. I feel like that's reasonable. It's not like we know what's going on inside. How has the situation changed and everything?
So
sounds good to me, yeah.
As you guys are pushing forward, you will come across a scene that looks pretty hectic. You find an exposed panel on the wall with sparking wires with singes all around the access panel, just blown into the wall. You will see a man who is just completely battered and broken with a couple of bullet holes in him, just sprawled out on the ground a little bit further down the hallway. You will see a box of tools that has been heavily jostled, and all the tools are spilled out all over the ground. And then you will see a single man in a maintenance outfit that has a lot of blood pouring out of his mouth as his head is lolled over. It seems like his hands are tied behind his back and he's unconscious. And on the wall behind him, it says Shadow with an arrow pointing down at him.
Good lord, it's like a horror movie.
I run up to the guy, and do I see the word spy written on his head?
As you pull his head up to get a look at the wounds, that his mouth is bleeding, as you pull him up, you see that sharpied on his forehead is just spy, and a lot of blood coming out of his mouth.
Are there any I assume that while his hands are tied behind his back, that there's just wires that have been completely freed from the wall from the explosion, just sitting around.
Yeah, totally.
So very quickly, I would like to do a rudimentary wrap around his legs, and then do a knot that connects the bands on his hands to his feet, so he can't get away at all.
You're hog tying him. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, you're hog tying him. Okay, I got you.
And then I'm gonna leave him on his back with the word "spy" pointing face up, so whoever runs by can see it, and then gonna run down the hallway.
Dyne, I'm gonna give you something for free because of your background.
Okay.
Well, not that background, but the fact that you're a doctor.
Right.
You note that a hasty surgery was done to this man. As you inspect his mouth and where the blood's coming from, it seems like a tooth was removed from his mouth just recently, and he's bleeding pretty bad. You don't think it will be fatal, but
cool.
It depends on how long this guy goes without treatment.
I look at him, I go, he'll be fine when we come back. And just leave him.
All right, absolutely.
While I'm hog tying him, I tell Astro to run ahead, because I know it's going to take it's going to take a little bit of time, not much, but still.
Yeah. All right, Astro, do you run ahead? Do you take Dyne's advice here?
Yeah, Astro will say, I'll go ahead, but listen, we don't know what we're getting into. They could be being held up. I don't think we should just burst into the scene. We should approach carefully. Let me take point. I'll see what's ahead, and I'll let you know. And he pushes something on his suit and goes invisible.
And as Astro finishes saying this, Dyne's apparently done hog-tying this guy. Astro took a little bit too long.
But you do hear Astro's footsteps as they run ahead into the distance.
Okay. After he does that, I pull out my weapon, because I have a medium, so it'll be an assault rifle.
Sure.
Arming myself and just follow after him cautiously.
Yeah. So Dyne, you take it a little bit slower. You have your weapon out, and you're advancing strategically. Back to the ruckus. Evelene or Steve, who has how they want to change this situation?
I don't want this situation to change at the moment, because while this guy's on top of me, I'm not getting shot from the other one.
You need some form of cover.
I'm kind of relying on Evelene to get me out of this, and I'm just literally delaying. I'm trying to fight and even hold the guy here with
you're
me.
just wrestling him. What I will say is that's perfectly fine. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do here. I will point out that the longer a situation remains stagnant, the more leeway I have to change the situation for your worse. So you will have to deal with it eventually, but no, what you've done is perfectly strategic in this circumstance.
Yeah, I just trust Evelene to do something is all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to ask, out of the two people, the two combatants we have to deal with, I feel like the one wrestling with Steve is probably the better one to deal with first. Do I have I know I have to poke my head through the doorway, but are they wrestling to the point where it's hard to get a shot?
They're wrestling to the point where actually the large man is more exposed, because he's thrown Steve against the wall, and is trying to basically wrestle him into submission to get his weapons away, basically, right, to disarm Steve. So yeah, I mean, he's more exposed to you. I don't think you have to worry too much about injuring Steve. The danger here is you will be exposed while doing this.
Dumb question, but is there a door in the door frame?
There is.
Is the hinge could I angle the door in such a way to get myself covered to take a shot at this guy?
The door swings into the room, and you already kicked it open as part of your breach action. So
Gotcha,
it's already swung into the room and is where it's going to be.
Could I quickly grab the door? So I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe this. Could I run and immediately pull the door as a shield from the other guy taking cover?
You would have to swing it back into its frame. It hasn't come loose from the frame. It has swung to its full opening. Right? So it's all the entire time you're trying to get behind the door, you would be open to be getting shot. Because to enter the room and get to the door would open you up just as much.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't know if this is possible, and I'm going to leave this to your judgment, Bob. I would like to. I have two weapons on me. I have the knife and my pistol. Can I take a shot at the person taking cover to make them duck under, and then as I'm shooting, I'm also heading toward the other guy with the knife to stab him in the back.
Yes, this is a complicated action you're trying to make, which will add difficulty to the roll, but a success will be more valuable if you succeed.
That's what I'm thinking. If I can get the one guy distracted and he has to take cover for my shot, then I could focus on the other guy in the meantime.
What you're asking to do is a complicated maneuver. Absolutely. Sure. You'll get a better result if you succeed. It will be dangerous with difficulty, though.
I guess this could be a two-parter. So one roll to shoot at the guy to make him take cover, and then a second roll to attack the person.
You could split it up that way as well. It would be two dangerous rolls then.
That might be better, I think, because if the one fails, then I'm not screwing myself up for the second one.
Up to you, whichever one you think is a better route to go about this.
Yeah, let me try that.
Are you going to split
two
them up?
rolls.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the first is you're going to try and use some covering fire to get the guy who's firing on you to pull back a bit.
Correct. I do not have a... Yeah, I don't have a skill trigger for this, so it's a straight D20.
Because this is not actually trying to injure this guy, I would let you use Stay Cool for this, because this is just a dexterity and speed under pressure thing. You're not trying to hit him, you're trying to get him to duck away, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's Stay Cool roll. 17.
Okay, with a dangerous roll, that means you still have a downside, but you do succeed. What you want happens, which is you have to take a shot basically to pull this off. But you fire. The guy goes under his thing, and basically it's like a flipped office table that he's taking cover behind. Fire. You hit the table and just above the table in the far wall. He realizes he needs to get ducked out of the way. You've created an opening for yourself, and you've taken 1 damage. You've been winged by a bullet.
That's fine. I can live with that. Okay. And then, I'm gonna then... Actually, probably better. I could just use the gun. Might be easier than using a knife. I'll just swing my pistol over to the guy wrestling Steve, and I'll shoot at him next.
All right. This will be dangerous still, but you'll have accuracy on it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I should have some accuracy for this.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because you did the setup, you have accuracy here.
Cool. I'll roll my D20 plus accuracy. 1d6. Whew. Oh my god, 7.
It's unfortunate. You try to raise the gun to aim at the guy who is wrestling Steve. But as you do, you've, in order to take the shots you've wanted, you've had to get into the room a little bit further than you would have wanted. And this guy has some long reach. He reaches back with one hand without even looking at you, hearing that you fired at his friend. He grabs you by his arm and he tugs you forward off balance, and basically you trip over him as you're trying to get the shot lined up on him.
So he doesn't even turn his head for this, or
no, he reaches back. This is a full fail by Chimera. So it's literally the guy reaches back, grabs Chimera's wrist, and yanks her without looking at her, just to throw her off balance, basically. But this has made an opening for you, Steve, where this guy doesn't have both arms on you and the other guy isn't aiming at you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this. I was hoping this would be a fail to success situation.
Oh, it's bad for Chimera, but good for you. Chimera, you are going to be a little bit thrown off for a minute. That's basically the downside for the dangerous part of it, is you basically been thrown to the ground and your gun skitters out of your hands along the floor. You'll have to retrieve your gun before you can do anything with it.
I still have a knife.
You do?
So I still don't see him as the biggest problem, but the other guy with the gun. So I'm going to use my free hand now that he's used a hand for Chimera to reach in and grab my pistol from my side and then shoot that over at the other guy.
All right, with the intent to kill or the intent to keep him down?
The intent to kill, but the keep him down should hopefully also, happen. But
all right, these are just 2 different roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're trying to take him out, it'll be an assault. If you're trying to do what Chimera did to do covering fire, it'll be a stay cool.
No, I'm trying to take him out. As much as I want to stay cool because it's a better role, I'm trying to kill him.
This is going to be an assault with it's dangerous, but not from the guy. It's from the large man. The dangerous comes from the large man.
Okay. Trying to think if I'd have accuracy for any reason, but probably not. Maybe because he's not I'll just roll. 6.
No, you fire over in his direction, but as you pull up your pistol, you're only able to get a shot off or two before the big man refocuses on you and like slams your arm against the wall and you drop your gun.
Drop my pistol or
the pistol you were firing with.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that weapon. Astro.
Hi there.
You heard a ruckus ahead of you while advancing with your invisibility heart suit. Realizing what was going on, you heard some gunshots, some fire, some wrestling, some grunts, and you advanced carefully on the position, all the while stealthed, and you have the full scene. Can see what's going on here as you just get far enough into the hallway to see around the corner into this office, but no one sees you yet. What do you do?
Okay, so I can see.
You can see everyone. All four people are right in front of you. You have advanced completely cloaked, and with all of the sound going on, there you like this the noise you made advancing was completely unnoticed. You stealthed here with no one, without even having to make a check. Now you can see the full scene, and you can act first without anyone knowing what's going on.
Great. And remind me what positions everyone is in.
So Steve and the big man are kind of wrestling, where the big man has thrown Steve against the wall, and just recently you watched him slam his arm against the wall, and Steve dropped his pistol. Evelene, similarly, has been yanked onto the ground, and her pistol has skittered away along the ground away from her. So both your allies have been disarmed, while this giant mountain of a man with his veins bulging out of his neck and just like he's sweating profusely, and he has these two bandages, one on his leg, one on his arm, that have gone soaked completely through with red. Like he's bleeding through his bandages, but that does not seem to be stopping him at all. Wow. And then in the distance you see a person down behind a table who has been fired at but is just now taking the opportunity to like start to get back up so he can take firing position again.
Okay. I'll whisper out a quick message to Dyne. I found them, two bad guys. I'm going to take care of one of them right now. And he's going to turn the corner while cloaked still, and he's going to try to sneak up on the big guy and shoot at him point blank with a shotgun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, totally. This is not dangerous. And you have accuracy because you have the drop on everyone.
And I'm going to use act unseen or unheard. If I can. Or maybe because I'm attacking.
I think what's happened is you've already succeeded at the act unseen and unheard.
Yeah, yes. That makes sense. So let me just roll the d20 with accuracy then. Plus 1d6,
right? Plus a 1d6, yes.
3.
So here's what
how you
failed
these
rolls.
It's not dangerous right now.
Oh yeah, you can push it.
Yeah. This
is a pushable roll.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
If you push it, it will become dangerous.
No problem. 24.
Wow. So here's how it becomes dangerous, and here's how you overcome it then, Astro.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I rolled before you could even tell me.
Yeah, you step in, you realize what's going on, and as you're getting ready to shoot, something odd happens, and you realize that the guy behind the table has somehow spotted you. You don't know how he can see you while you're invisible, but you can see him starting to aim his gun on you without you noticing while you were aiming on the big guy.
Right.
What I imagine you do is you notice, step so that the big guy is blocking the shot between you and him, and then fire yourself.
Okay.
I mean, Evelene and Steve, you hear the report of a loud shotgun blast just coming from the doorway as Astro is here and has just downed the big guy as he just drops.
I'd also like to just point out that all my pilot weapons are replicas of weapons Astro's used in movies. So they're normal working weapons, but they have cosmetic additions to make them exact replicas. So this one's the anti-deathbot shotgun.
So you wailed for the custom skins then?
Yeah,
basically. You got the battle pass. Okay.
I mean, we wouldn't expect anything less from Astro.
Astro
they were
did the battle
gifted
pass
to him for completing as part of the movie. He just added on later.
So you guys both know what Astro looks like in his hard suit, but it's one of those things where it's you can kind of see he's there, but it's Predator camo, right? It's he's like a walking ball of water, right? You can see that everything's distorting around him, but the big guy's gone. The guy who has taken position behind the thing, though, is still a problem. Who acts first?
I mean, I would just turn with the guy's not holding the gun anymore. I would just turn and start shooting at him.
Oh, no, that guy's still holding a gun.
No, the big guy.
Oh, the big guy is dead.
Yeah. No. Big boy's not holding on to my medium signature weapon, like my assault rifle or rifle that I'm using.
Totally.
Yeah, I'll just turn and start shooting.
Go for it. This will just be a straight dangerous roll.
I imagine this would be cover at this point now that I have time to aim and we have the advantage. I just want him not shooting at us. So I'd just be laying down cover fire until Evelene get into a safe spot.
You're going to do a setup with a stay cool here.
Yeah. That is my mech. You did not open my mech sheet. All right, 19. Do I have it? I guess
I would say you have accuracy here because the guy just watched big guy get downed by an invisible man.
All right, so it's over 20 then, 23. But
23, cool. With a 23, you are able to pull up your rifle and you're just able to start laying down fire. The guy is sturdily behind cover, but he can't peek out now. You've essentially cornered him. All right, Evelene, what do you do?
I'm going to join Steve in shooting at this guy. I mean,
he's steadily behind cover. You're going to have to do something different if you want to change the situation.
Yeah. I guess if Steve is keeping him occupied, I'm just going to circle the cover.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's absolutely a way to go. You'll have accuracy on this because he is suppressed.
All right, D20. Oh, I didn't add accuracy, which I don't think it's going to help.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Because you got a 3 again.
My God, these rolls today. I rolled a 4. It's just a 7. That makes it better, right?
Evelene, you try to circle the cover that this guy is using, and as soon as you try to circle around the cover, you realize he's ready and waiting with his gun, and he's not even trying to pop out anymore. He's like a cornered animal now. He's just holed back in the most defensive position he can, and he fires at you, and it goes wide over your shoulder. But you realize that if you creep any closer, it's going to be dangerous.
Well, all right. I'll just get out of the way and then say, well, this isn't going to work.
All right, who wants to do something?
I will if Astro doesn't, but, I guess I have a question. What is he hiding behind exactly? What is he using as cover?
It is like a big industrial steel desk.
Okay. How, if a large semi-muscular man were to be flying at it with his feet first, would the desk be moved?
I think
is it so sturdy?
No, I think that desk would move.
Okay. Then I'm gonna tap Astro and then just hold up 3 fingers, and then on 3 I'm just gonna run at the desk and just drop kick it to concuss the guy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this sounds great.
And then Astro, you can hopefully get it from there.
Okay. When he does that, Astro will just try to flank the guy from the other side.
All right, what are you rolling here, Astro?
So he's gonna take advantage of the distraction to try to round the corner, get behind him. I don't really think I have anything trigger. I'm just gonna roll it.
Okay, well, here's the thing, is you're going to get 2 accuracy here. 1, because Steve has thrown this guy's cover back into him, so he's a little off balance and not looking your way, and you're still invisible. So you're going to have 2 accuracy on this.
Okay. So let me d20. That's a 17. 1d6 is a 6.
Okay, well, you
So
got the
I won't
maximum. You could have won that.
Yeah.
So, Comet, you're able to get around without being noticed with your gun. You have this guy dead to rights. What do you do? Like he does, like the desk, like Steve launches himself at the desk, kicks it. The desk like screeches back along the ground, hits this guy like almost like he's like laying back with his feet forward. So it like presses against his legs, and his legs get pressed up into his chest. And he's like trying to push the desk back away from him. While he's doing that, Comet, you come up over the desk, just faintly invisible with your shotgun. You have this guy right in your sights. Do you finish him off, or what do you do?
I hold it right up to him. I turn off my stealth mode and I say, we've got you. Drop your weapon.
The guy with his pistol thinks for 1 second. For 1 second, he seems to consider the thing you said. And then he pulls the pistol towards you like he's going to shoot you.
I'll shoot.
Yeah, you pulled. There's no roll necessary. You had him.
Yeah. Astro's like, damn it!
Well, I mean, there's one guy in the back. I just shot in the leg. You could use him.
I look at the shotgun-filled huge man on the floor and go,
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
I got the guys mixed up. I thought he was accounted for.
No, they've both been shotguns now.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Oh, I assume that that shadow guy was your work. We have him.
Yeah, and I took out his here, and I'll toss you a bloody tooth from my pocket.
Dyne, I would say you're probably catching up at this point. You see a bloody trail going into a room. You see bullet holes in walls, but you heard the fighting from up ahead as you were coming up here, and you can hear the voices of your companions just around the corner.
I round the room with my weapon up and ready to fire, and I see 2 shotgunned people, and I go, all right. Any more?
Astro, do you have an Omni hook on you?
I do.
You need to contact Ren right now. We can't have security people coming in here. We don't know who is and isn't the spy unless they do something different or look different in some way.
He's already dialing up Ren.
Because these guys had just standard security, they looked like security us, right?
These 3 people, the big guy was in a suit, looked different, but the other 2 people looked like security guards.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
When he says that, I'm going to run back to our alive but unconscious dude. Because I want to be there when security arrives.
All right.
We still need to check up on H. Warren, too. I mean, I hope he's okay.
Astro, you pull up the Omni hook. Ren answers immediately, and they are on the image. They their hair is kind of matted back. They're wearing coveralls that have oil stains on them. You can see just in the little bit of the picture you can see on there. And they're like, Astro, what is going on? I just got a report from Jess that there's some kind of assassin. What?
Yeah, I just arrived on the scene myself. I'm not completely sure, but two of my crew here, Evelene and Steve, were going to see H. Warren, and they got ambushed, I guess. Actually, I don't know what happened. Can you tell me? I'll kind of turn the Omni hook so Ren can see all of us.
Well, Ren's in the middle of responding as you're doing this. Is like, well, don't worry, I have security. Go. Oh, okay.
Some of these people were wearing security outfits.
Well, shit.
Ren, I think they're going for the ferrofluid.
Well, you four are on the ground. What do you see? What do you recommend?
We should see if it's still there.
We need to stop them, but if you send in other security officers, we're not going to know who's who unless you can give us some sort of a signal. And honestly, even then, for all we know, they could be listening in on this.
All right, well, rather than send people in, why don't I just lock down the area, no one in or out until I hear back from you?
We do have a hostage at blah 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 location.
Should I send someone to retrieve them?
Probably for the best. I don't think we're going to get much from him, though. He was the idiot that told me they're part of the Shadow Guild, was it? Well, I'm sorry, Bob, what was it?
Cloak.
Shadow Cloak, okay. That they were part of Cloak.
Shit. All right, then. I don't know what Cloak's doing here, but if they're after the ferrofluid, that's bad. I've worked with them before, but they've been really distant recently. All right.
Well, they're close
working
now.
For Terratella not too long ago.
I am going to send only some of my trusted people to extract the person you've left behind. Everyone else, I'm going to have security guards just close off the access to that area. Let me know when things are clear.
Is Nolarian still on ship? Or still on station?
Nolarian should still be here, yes.
We need to check to see if they got to H. Warren.
Do you want Nolarian to? Do you want me to send him that way?
Wouldn't hurt. We don't have many people we can trust at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, no, I've got this. Get in there and do what you need to do.
Will do.
Ren will disconnect.
I'll patch up myself best I can or whatever and gather my pistol and get ready to move forward.
Right.
I'll
now,
just
Dyne, knowing that people are being sent for the person, are you going to wait with the body, or are you going to stay with the other pilots?
I'm going to wait with the body and gonna patch up his mouth so he doesn't bleed to death.
Okay. Yeah. You can go back, get some basic first aid ready. I imagine the crew's gonna wait for Dyne then before you advance down the hallway, or are you guys gonna move ahead?
I think we should go now and let Dyne catch up with us.
Okay.
We gotta see if there's any more people or if H. Warren. How far is he? Is this place around here?
Evelene, you would know that just a little bit further ahead. You're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there.
All right, let's just move forward. He may need our help.
All right, let's go.
All right, Dyne, you head back. You are able to patch this guy up. It is nothing out of your level of expertise. There's nothing here that is going to tax you. So, yeah, you'll just be waiting for the pickup crew to come collect him. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do while you're waiting here?
Not really, since there's I assume Dyne would assume that Rock has
Steve.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Rock is not.
Yes, Steve would have already investigated the bodies. Like he would do like a cursory investigation since he has more time than Steve would have. To see if they have anything on them.
Yeah. If you're gonna take the time, I'll let you do an investigate with accuracy.
Yeah. under. No, wait. There it is. Okay. Investigate with accuracy. 24.
As you really search this guy over, you are able to find like a hidden knife in his boot.
Cool.
And as you like really check to see what else he has on him, you realize that like the other thing that you can find here isn't on his person. As you see like the tools and whatnot that are set up here, you see that the walkie-talkie that the other guy used, you were able to go pick it up, and you were able to see like it still seems to be functional. The walkie-talkie this other guy used to communicate with the people earlier, like with whatever crew he's running with, is still here and operational.
Okay. I would set it aside and make sure that I hold on to it, because there's potential we could like use it to investigate. If it's still operational, maybe we could use it to track something. I don't know. Dyne isn't 100% sure, but he's going to keep it.
Okay, cool. The other three of you, Evelene, Astro, and Steve, what are you doing as you approach H. Warren's laboratory?
I'll say I can go on ahead with my stealth suit and check if the coast is clear.
I was going to suggest that, yeah.
That's fine, but Astro, don't give them another chance like you did last time.
I don't know what happened.
They decided not to take your offer?
These guys are not trained to bargain with their life or anything. They will do anything and everything to the last second. If you have the shot, you gotta take it.
Just don't like killing unless it's absolutely necessary, but I guess you're right. It is in this case. All right. I'll keep that in mind. He turns stealth mode back on, and he'll start approaching the laboratory. If he gets like to the entrance, he's going to kind of peek his head into like the doorway or whatever.
Unfortunately, you can't because the door is closed.
Okay. So, is it a door I can just open?
This is this is at the end of this sector. It is a larger you've hit upon like a complex of offices that have been built together. There's a main entrance and several like side entrances that go into this lab. It's like you've hit a T section, and all the doors that advance off this T section all go into one part of the laboratory. But there is a main one, and that's what you've arrived at.
Before I get into like hacking the door or anything, does it have any normal door opening apparatus, like a doorknob?
Yeah, it does. It has a handle.
I will try to take the handle and open it slowly if I can.
As you attempt to move it, you are met with firm resistance.
So there are other like side doors as well.
There are other side doors as well, but you don't know where they go. You don't know the layout of this place.
I'll come back to Evelene and I'll say, what door do I use to get in?
Well, that door. And I'll just motion to the door. I assume it's the door that Asher just tried.
Yeah. That's the only place you've ever been to while you were here, Evelene.
I've only been here once. I mean, I don't know this place that well.
All right. Well, I think it's locked. I'm going to have to try to hack it open.
Wait, is it like an electronic door or a normal door?
I actually didn't check. I just tried to open it. Let me go look.
I mean, I think we know that. Well, fair. Okay.
I'll go back to the door. Does it have an access panel?
It does have an access panel, yes.
All right. I'll open up the access panel and see if I can kind of hotwire it open.
All right. Astro, while you were doing this, you find that, it's just like normal. This is normal AO station security layers. It's just the door is locked from the inside.
Okay. Do I think I can if I connect my subjectivity enhancement suite to a jack here, can I open it up from the inside?
I mean, that's what a pilot check would tell us.
All right, let's do it then. Any dangerous, or is it just normal?
No, this is just standard AO station securities.
All right, so I rolled a 16.
A 16. With that, you are able to unlock the door. You hear a satisfying electric motor retract the bolt that was holding the door shut.
Okay. Turn my stealth mode back on, and I'll slide the door open slowly till I get it open just enough that I can look in.
You look in, and at the end of a small hallway, you see like a large main kind of, I would say like almost like the work brain of the operation, right? It's like a bunch of terminals with various things. Like it's the center of operations for this laboratory, you can tell.
Okay, I'll go inside.
You also see 5 people look like they're wearing researcher outfits, all tied up, bound and gagged, like seated against the far wall from you.
Okay. I'll tell the others, I'll go up and quietly tell the others, all right, looks like 5 captives inside. Someone may still be in there, holding them hostage. I say, unless anyone has any objections, I go in, with my stealth mode activated, see if I can find any bad guys and drop him.
Was it noticeable to me that the guy... no, I don't think it would have been. Never mind. I retract my question.
Okay.
If you hear my gun go off, you come in shooting. Sound good?
Yeah, maybe we can position ourselves outside the door. That way, when or if the fireworks go off, we're ready to go in.
Also, don't just trust those hostages.
Yes, understood. But it does look like they're tied up. I just want to see if anyone else is, overseeing them right now.
Any signs of an older man in that group?
I didn't really take a good look at them individually.
Gotcha. Well, if you see, and I'll describe H. Warren real briefly. He's probably the most important person.
Okay, well, ideally we save them all.
Oh, 100%. No, I mean, just saying, like, he probably knows the most is what I'm saying. They're going to prioritize him.
Gotcha.
We need him to know where the ferrofluid is.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Gotcha. All right, let's do it.
All right, Astro, you sneaking in?
Yep, I switch back into stealth mode, and I sneak in.
All right, this is going to be an act unseen or unheard. You'll get this with accuracy.
All right, here we go. So my skill trigger gives me +2. Get accuracy. Roll. I got a 17.
Astro, as you advance into this central room, you look around. It doesn't look like the captives have noticed you kind of walking in. You look around, but you don't see any guards on them. It's a relatively quiet room. You see a few hallways that go off into like meeting rooms and other offices in here. You look at the various terminals in here. You can tell that there is one desk where like it looks like the main terminal in this room, where the chair is like thrown on its side on the ground, like it was either dragged away or like thrown away from the terminal. And looking at the terminal, you see that it is you have the time to like look at this because it doesn't look like anyone's here, anyone's noticed you. It just looks like there is a messaging client pulled up, and it just has one sent message and nothing else on there.
All right. Can I go up to the terminal and try to... Oh, you know what? It's probably addressed to Evelene, I bet, if I take a look at it.
It is. It's addressed to Evelene from H. Warren. There is no subject and no body.
Among the hostages, do any of them match the description of H. Warren?
No, these are all relatively younger people.
All right. I'd like to get up close to them, so I can be like within whisper distance, and I'll say, please don't react. I'm here to help you. Are there any guards here?
Okay. So, these people aren't trained. They don't know how to react. I think you're going to have to take control of the situation in order to get them to follow your orders in this way.
Well, that is one of my skill triggers.
That's
luckily.
why I said it. Yeah, I think this is more than charm. Like, they'll probably listen to you because you're trying to help them regardless. But if you want them to like follow protocol, you might need to like be a bit commanding.
I agree with that. I can also, if I need them to go into battle for me, I could try leading and inspiring them, but that'll come later. All right,
yeah,
here
give
we
them
go.
that motivational speech.
Well, first you have to charm them, and then you inspire them. Okay?
Yeah, take control, charm, then inspire. That's the order. I rolled a 7, unfortunately.
You get their attention, and one of them is unable to hide their relief that you've arrived, and just like you can tell these people weren't expecting this to be the day they've had. They probably had guns pointed at them. They've been, roughed around. They've been tied up, and they don't know why. And you invisibly approach them and start talking to them out of the ether. One of them just has a breakdown, just starts crying and sobbing, and it's like, I don't know what to, please get me out of here. Please get me out of here.
I'll turn off my invisibility mode and say, I will. I just need you guys to be quiet in case there are any guards here. Are there any guards here still?
This person is just sobbing. One of the people tied up is like, yes, get us out of here quick. They took H. Warren back to his office. I think they're trying to get him to unlock the ferrofluid.
All right, where's his office?
They with their neck and head gesture down one of the hallways you saw on the way in.
Okay. I will say we gotta take care of him first. We'll come back and we'll help you all, okay?
Listen, whatever you do, be careful. The ferrofluid is just cold enough. We found out how reactive it is. This entire section could blow if that stuff goes off with how much we have here.
Good to know.
Don't poke it with a drill, okay?
Yep.
I'll turn back on my stealth mode.
Astro, as you stand up and turn towards the hallway, getting ready to turn your stealth mode on, you didn't even hear them approach. There is a man of later years. He looks a bit like I would call him an old vet look about him. He's maybe later 40s. He's got gray going up the sides of his hair. He is battle scarred, scars and scratches going all along one side of his head where the hair doesn't seem to grow anymore. And he looks like he is made of wire. And he has a gun pointed at you. And as soon as you turn around, he fires. Astro, take 3 damage.
Ouch.
Astro, you are thrown back into the wall. The force of this gun was not what you were expecting.
Well, that sends an immediate sign to KESTRAL and CHIMERA. If you hear a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to finish the house of cards. I'm sure he's fine.
Wait, you brought cards?
They're actually my cards.
And
but
I want to say,
on it together.
Dyne. At this moment, a couple of security guards have made their way to your position, and they're handling the handoff of the cloak agent. When they get to you, they kind of like get down, and like one of them comes up to you, kind of like gets in close. It's like, listen, we know some weird stuff's going on, but Ren said to show you this. And the security guard takes out what looks to be like a little notebook that has it's like a fashion magazine, and he just like shows you the fashion magazine, and the security guard goes, I don't know why they told me to show you this.
I open the magazine.
It's just a bunch of really awesome fashion.
You just don't have your look.
Yeah.
I go, oh, okay, sure. This is Jeremy being confused.
I can tell you why Ren did it later, but if you don't get it, that's fine. But yeah,
I'm sure Dyne understands.
They will take the person off of your hands.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't want to have an intervention, but we noticed.
As they drag the hog-tied man with spy written on his forehead out the building.
We
Have you ever seen
later.
Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good movie, but yeah, that was my thought as I was writing that.
Just without the skinning.
Okay, once the guy is out the door, I'm gonna head back to the group.
Absolutely. Evelene and Steve, you heard a gunshot and then silence.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll charge in.
We're rushing in.
All right. You guys barge through the door. I'm going to need you to make a pilot check to not get taken, not be on the bad end of this as you come in.
I mean, read a situation or stay cool for me.
Yeah. Either one of those could give you different things here.
Stay cool, I guess.
I won't read a situation because I want a little bit more information. It's my worst roll, but I want to know if this guy is holding anything in his hands or looks like he has any kind of packaging, or you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I will roll that. That is a 24. That's a nat 20. Wow.
I will roll stay cool because that's all I have, and that's 14.
Okay.
Not terrible.
You guys are both okay here because you guys weren't directly engaging him. You guys get in. Evelene, you get to just see, Astro like against the wall, like basically staggered because he got shot. And you immediately realize, oh shit, I need to take cover. I don't know where the shooter is. Steve, you're willing to risk it a little bit more in order to get a sense of what's going on here. You see the tied up people, you see Astro wounded, and based on how he was thrown against the wall, you're able to intuit like where this guy is. He's around the corner from you, just to the right down a hallway. You're able to get up to it, peek around, and as you assume, this guy has handcuffed to one arm what appears to be a large metal suitcase of some sort. He has drawn up a large rifle that almost looks like a bolt action rifle, but doesn't have like a bolt, like it's that shape and profile though. It looks like he has fired on Astro and then is retreating further in. What do you all do?
Two questions now. One, how sturdy does that briefcase look? I'm guessing really sturdy.
Looks fairly sturdy, yes.
Okay. And two, this guy's simply running down the hallway. About how far, and can I see past him? Like, is it a pretty straight hallway for the most part for a bit?
I would say he's not running down the hallway. It's like he stepped out, saw Astro, shot him, and then as Astro like reels back into the wall, you hear him like tense up as you guys approach. It's possible maybe he's heard you come in.
Okay.
He backs down the hallway with his gun raised, and as he gets past a certain point in the hallway, you see him smack something on the wall, and a panel closes in front of him, creating a door.
Ah. Well.
Oh, damn. Okay, I didn't have... Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's that, I guess, unless we can get through that door quickly, which I doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I'll run up to the door.
The door just got closed. That's all.
Yeah, can I open it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you do?
Then I'll carry like not standing in front of the door as I open it, obviously, but yeah.
Here's the problem. This is like a security airlock door. Like there is nowhere to hide. Like if you're in the hallway and this door opens, it's like a shutter opening, not like a door opening. It's like you will just be in the hallway exposed when the door opens. It's like he dropped a security shutter in the middle of a hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what you're saying. Sorry, one second. I'm just looking at my stuff. Okay.
Well, while this is happening, sorry.
No, go ahead. You got something.
I'm just gonna make sure that Astro's okay. Like, I'll just run up to make sure that he isn't dead.
I mean, injured, right, Astro?
Yeah, he's kind of like in pain, holding his wound. Can I say like he got shot like in the, I don't know, what's a non-vital, like in the shoulder or something?
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty vital. Everywhere's vital to get shot. So he's just holding his wound. He's like, it's like, is there? They have H. Warren in his office.
Shit. Okay. I'll run up to. I assume Dyne is filling with a door. Not Dyne. I'm sorry. I mean Steve. I'm gonna quickly poke my head into H. Warren's office.
H. Warren's office is down the hallway.
Shit.
No, you went to go check on Astro. Stuff would have happened with me before you.
Yeah. Let's find out what Steve's doing.
I'm going to stim and juice. Heighten senses, alertness, reduce fatigue, shorten reaction times.
Okay, absolutely.
And yeah, I'm going for it. I know I'm stepping into a trap, but
all right.
Yeah, and then I will open the door and probably get somewhere quickly. Probably run in and try to find cover as soon as I can.
Okay, that informs what happens. Absolutely. You can have this with accuracy because of the stim.
Okay.
7.
A nat 1.
Yeah,
wow.
That's my third nat 1 today.
Surprisingly, this works with how good these guys are supposed to be. So it's kind of nice that you're not just rolling over them, but also the dice have not been kind to you.
Either we kill it or we just completely butcher it.
Yeah, Steve, you hit the thing to retract the panel, and you were ready for some kind of track, but you were hoping you could get cover ahead of time. What you weren't ready for is just like before the shutter even opens the whole way, there's a quick report of fire from the distant part of the hallway, and just the bullet slams into you before the door even opens the whole way. He was aiming at the door, waiting for it to open the whole time.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, this is going to be 3 pilot damage. The force of it is incredible, so it will knock you off balance a little bit. But you will see he fires, and then he is in some room. You just barely see that he is in a room with a bunch of like large metal like devices or large metal machines like lined up behind him. And next to him is an old man like roped to an office chair. He fires at you, and then he kicks up and then slams his foot into a wall panel, and it shuts the door to the office.
Can I? And there's no windows or anything to see in. It's the same situation.
Well, now it's a closed office that actually does have things that go off to various sides and stuff. Like there's more facility to go through. You're no longer in the middle of an open, exposed tunnel with a door opening.
Okay, so this one you're saying I could open and not just immediately get shot at?
Possibly, yes. Yeah, depending on how you do it.
Astro will do something after seeing this play out, which is just he's gonna get up and turn his stealth mode back on and run to the office door.
All right. Yeah. Evelene comes up to see what Steve is up to, make sure Steve is okay. I would say, Dyne, you're probably advancing on the door that comes into this main room as you hear that shot that just hit Steve.
Okay.
But in the meantime, Astro, you've moved forward stealth to the office door.
If I could say something to Steve, I'll say, listen, I'm going to open the office door. You fire inside, and I'll try to slip in.
Okay.
I mean, I'm up behind, so I'll help if I can as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you trying to do here?
So
Astro?
kind of like I'll take one position on one side of the door and have Steve take another position. So when the door opens, he's just going to fire inside. As soon as he fires, I'm going to kind of duck in and get inside the room.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and tell me what kind of role you're trying to make here.
Could this be a take control?
Through force, violence, or presence of will? Yeah, you're trying to take control of the area. You're trying to take control of your positioning here.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. And that's what Steve is helping out with. So go ahead and take accuracy on this. This will be dangerous if it's not clear that this man is very dangerous.
I bet it will. That does not surprise me too much. All right, let's go. 24. Woohoo!
Nice. The door opens. Steve, you take the shot. This man gets out of the way. In actuality, kind of like pushes this chair with this hostage kind of like towards the danger a little bit, and almost uses the back of his chair to steady his gun as he like retreats further into the room. Astro, you barge into the room. What do you do to like get good positioning in here as you enter? The room is not just a small office. There are 3 large machines taking up large parts of the center of this office that have various things suspended in them. They're large rectangles that like are along the ground, so they're wider than they are long or tall. But there's like almost like library shelves in terms of size and shape, right? But wide library shelves. And you can see he's like trying to get back towards cover, but you've gotten in and pulled off this maneuver to throw him off fast enough that you still have a bit of a drop here. How do you take control of the positioning?
Can I get behind one of those machines in the center of the room?
Absolutely.
And try to like get in a position where I'm sort of in cover and maybe flanking him a bit, or at least have line of sight on him from where I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so you've gotten Astro into the room. Chimera and Dyne. Dyne, you've just arrived. You've come in. You see them pull off this stunt. What are the two of you doing, Chimera and Dyne, while the other two are doing this?
This other room they're in, does it seem like just at a glance, like very claustrophobic? Like if Dyne went into this situation, does it feel like does he think he would be more in the way because of how small the area is? Because
it appears to be both an office and some sort of testing room. There are large machines in here that do stuff. There's a fair amount of room between those machines and the walls, though. Like there is places you can get in there and not be in people's ways.
All right. How are Evelene and Steve looking, like, health-wise? Like,
how wounded do you two look?
Yeah.
I'm not in my heavy hard suit, right?
No. The only one who has their hard suit, I think, is Astro, who went out of the way. I guess Orion could be wearing his too, because you guys got here at the same time. If you guys took the opportunity to suit up on the way here, you guys would both have those.
Then, seeing Steve not in his hard suit, Dyne is going to run up to Steve and use his patch, which restores half of your health.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm pretty banged up as well, but I think Steve probably needs it more than I do.
Steve just got blasted for 3 plus whatever he took from the previous engagements.
Right.
And he's currently in the fray, so yeah. That's my action.
Okay. I'm just gonna move inside and take some cover behind a machine.
All right. You can make a dangerous check to get position in here.
All right. These rolls today, 5.
You try to get in the room. Astro has taken position on this guy, but he still is ready for you as you advanced, Evelene. As you close in on the door, you hear just another shot from inside. It's not like dead on. You don't get hit as badly as you just saw Astro and Steve get hit, but you do take a heavy concussive shot that will hit you for 2. And you are thrown to the ground by the force of it.
While this guy's fending off Evelene, can I take a shot on him?
Absolutely.
From my position? All right, cool.
Tank even outside of combat, outside of mechs.
Oh, Evelene, also, since you're not wearing your hard suit, you have 3 less HP than what it shows on there. So
I'm bad, and I'm at 3 health left. I should get out of there.
If he gets an on-shot shot on you, he could probably take you down at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, please, Astro.
All right, so I don't have any direct assault sort of skill triggers, so I'll just roll a d20.
All right, this is going to just be a dangerous roll then. But you did get position last time, so you are going to get
accuracy
on this.
That's good because I just rolled a 9.
Oh, well, the accuracy will let you succeed. You're going to get succeed with a downside regardless of what happens.
That's fine, yeah.
Oh yeah, Evelene, you don't have armor at all either because you're not wearing your hard suit.
Right.
So yeah, unfortunate. But you didn't know what was happening here. And then Astro, you take a shot on him. You shoot and you watch as you hit him. You're definitely able to wing this guy. You see that he kicks the chair that has H. Warren in it in your direction as this old man taped to a chair who's very obviously been harassed spills out of the chair into the ground in front of you and kind of throws you off a little bit as this hostage is basically thrown in your direction as you take a shot on this guy. He's in the wind. You're not sure where he got to, but you don't have position on this guy anymore.
Okay.
But you definitely got a solid hit on him.
Okay.
You hear echoing from inside the room is you fucking rebels are all the same. Don't worry, this will be over soon.
So he's still in the room, just hiding?
He's hiding in that room somewhere.
Is there another exit, by the way? Sorry?
You don't know. You don't know the layout of the room well enough to know that.
And it's big enough that I can't see,
you can't see all the walls. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
There's another thing I want to do, but I want to wait to see if anyone else has an action they want to do first.
I think I would just. I'd have been watching him, but I wouldn't have seen where he went, right?
Yeah, you're not in that room. You're watching through the open doorway. He's been out of sight now for a bit for you.
Okay. I'll just move into the room and start looking for him, I guess.
All right.
Taking cover and everything. I don't know if I even need to roll for that, but maybe.
Well, if you're trying to find him, that might be the role.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
In the meantime, the way Astro's just going to react immediately to the situation is he's going to go up to H. Warren and try to drag him into a more safe position. Obviously, he doesn't really know where this guy is, but just get him in front of one of these big machines, so he's at least covered on one side and not out in the open.
Okay, yeah. While Steve gets in there and starts to help you look, you pull H. Warren on the ground behind one of these machines. as you're dragging him, he just like tries to help you by like pulling himself around the side as well. And he says to you, like, as you pull him back, he's like, "Oh, thank God, thank God." He starts coughing. He can't like help it. He took some of the samples of the ferrofluid. He was going to take me and blow the lab. And then he starts coughing and he can't get any more out.
I'll just say, it's okay. Take it easy. Just wait here. We'll take care of it.
All right, Steve, let's see if you can hunt this guy down in here.
All right. Stay cool. Requires concentration, dexterity, speed, precision under pressure.
Let's see. I would say perhaps not, because this is more like a cat and mouse thing, right? Like, he knows you guys are in here. You guys know he's in here. I think this like, it might be a wash. You know what I mean? In that case.
Can I help him in this situation because of spot? Because I mean, I just patched Steve up, so I'm there.
Yeah.
So
you can
I
be
would
here
like to
too.
like
You can be in the situation.
Like spot and give Steve some directions based on what I think. I think that's a good role.
Yeah, if you find him, and then I'll get to him.
Like, it's because spot details objects or people that are hidden or difficult to make out.
Let's do it in
exactly
that
what
order.
you want.
Yeah, let's do it in that order then.
Yeah. Okay. 11.
11. Orion, as you make your way in, you're in your assault hard suit, so you're a little bit more of a hardened force here. You look around, you're trying to like use your kind of, the fact that you're not as injured as your friends to your advantage here to be a little bit more out in the open to find him, which unfortunately does come back to bite you, because as you find him by taking a solid hit in your armor as he pulls back along the top of one of the devices that are in the middle of the room. He takes a shot at you. It blasts you back a little bit. You're only going to take 1 total damage here because you have your assault hard suit on for 1 armor. This would have done 2 to you, but it's down to 1 from your armor.
Okay.
Cool. As you fear the concussion of the blast go through the armor and hit your arm. But you notice he's on top of one of these machines, and he has some sort of stick of some sort. It almost looks like an EpiPen or something, right? It almost looks like a injection device of some sort. And you see he jams it down on the top of this machine, and it sticks to the top of the machine, and then he drops off the back of the machine. So now you know he's taking cover on the other side of this machine. But he has also just stuck something in the top of it.
Can I very quickly... It looks like an EpiPen?
Yeah, it kind of looks like an auto-injector pen of some sort, but he stuck it to the top of the machine, and it's stuck there, almost like it glued down as he stuck it to the machine.
Is the machine on?
All the machines in this room are currently on. Yes, all 3 of them.
I'm going to send... I assume I know that Astro has the old dude. I'm going to send a note to Astro saying something just got stuck in the machine, like very quickly, like something was put in machine. Can machine be turned off? And then I'm going to like take cover to
respond immediately. It might blow. Everyone take cover.
Yeah, you now know where he is. Yeah.
Yeah, did you point him out? Or I guess I would have seen that interaction. I guess that was him getting pointed out, right?
Yeah, like as part of this action, he gave away his position by firing on Orion and attaching this device.
Cool, because I have another frag grenade.
Oh, excellent.
And I don't care about these machines. And if whatever's stuck in there gets blown up in it, then that sounds great.
If I see him make a frag grenade, can I just try to get the fuck out? Or see KESTRAL pulled out the frag grenade? Can I run from my position?
I will say all of Evelene, you're like getting up at this point, but you're still outside the room. I would say all of you can take cover here. Also, because of the fact that Astro was like, as a warning, like take cover.
Okay, I'm taking cover.
We can assume you've all taken cover in some way.
Yeah.
I am using this as a giant distraction. I would love the frag grenade to do something, but I don't expect this guy to get taken down just from this. But if it does happen, great. But the purpose is to throw it and distract and complicate him while I get to a position. So I'm going to be like running around to try to get like an advantage on him so he doesn't know where I'm at then.
Absolutely.
And get ahead of him so he can't get out or anything. But yeah, if the grenade works, it works, and that's even better. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a dangerous check.
Yep. I was going to do get somewhere quickly for that, but
totally.
if you want assault for the grenade, I can do that too.
No, get somewhere quickly lines up with what you're attempting to accomplish here.
Okay. Then I'll argue accuracy for the grenade.
Yes, I will grant that.
21.
Nice. You throw the grenade, you know exactly where it is, and you have the added benefit of not caring about the collateral damage here.
Yeah.
As the grenade...
also still juiced, if that matters.
You're also still juiced, absolutely. As the grenade falls over the other side of the machine, you can hear him curse. And you see a person basically like do like a dive roll, like cover to cover dive roll type thing. As your grenade goes off, it catches him mid dive roll and throws him to the other far corner of this office. He's like still in a position where you're not like directly on him, but now with your get somewhere quickly, you've definitely thrown him out of cover and you're able to round on him. You're able to advance. You have a line on him now, KESTRAL.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely taking it.
Yeah, you can follow up immediately.
Okay. Just assault?
You're just going to come in on him and fire away?
I disable him, fire on him. Yeah. I mean, okay. That's what we're trying to do, right?
KESTRAL. In this situation, it is going to be a dangerous roll, and you have difficulty.
Okay. I guess inaccuracy, as it calls it in this. 11.
11. Steve, you pull up your rifle. And as you shoot at the man, you see that in his other hand, he has a plunger, some sort of little device in his hand. And as you start to open fire, he presses the button on it, and the machine you just rounded that he stuck the thing in the top of explodes, throwing you backwards. You know that you got on target from him, but with the fire and smoke that just blew up in front of you, you're not sure where he is now. But you know you've wounded him. But also, KESTRAL, you were thrown into the wall for 3 damage.
Okay. I was thinking the machine would have got hit by the frag.
It got hit on the side, but the thing is, this guy put something in that actually blew up the machine, so it was more the machine exploding that did this part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Astro and Evelene and Dyne and H. Warren, you guys took cover ahead of time, so the explosion doesn't reach far enough to affect the 3 of you.
Okay.
But you do know that KESTRAL, like you all just watched KESTRAL round that corner and then that machine blow up. So you're not sure what state KESTRAL's in now.
Got it.
And also you heard some gunfire, but none of you saw what happened over there. So what are the 3 of you doing?
I would like to use spot again because I don't know what the situation is, but I'm specifically looking for the guy to see if he tried to escape or get out or something. Even if I see nothing, that's still what I'm trying to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go ahead and spot.
6. I saw nothing.
As you look around, trying to find where the evidence of this guy was, all of you hear over the muffled sounds of the explosion, and now there's a fire in here. The system for taking care of fires on the space station has activated, so now these industrial fans in the ceiling have just opened up and are sucking all the smoke up into the ceiling. These loud fans are on, but over the din, all of you hear a single round of fire go off, and you hear a ugh.
It's about time that bastard got here.
Well, what actually happened was, as the far side of the room, it's actually over where you are, Steve. There is another exit to this room, and that is where the guy was going to try and get to when you rounded the corner on him. That's the door that bursts open. And there is like a large man who's wearing a very fancy, fluffy outfit, kind of a popped collar with a cravat, has a hunting rifle. You look up and you see that he has shot the this soldier of some sort. As Astro, Evelene, well, Astro and Dyne really look up, you see that the man you were fighting was actually standing on top of the machine right next to you all, aiming at H. Warren. But you see him basically fall on top of you, Astro.
I'll
Your fans are falling all over you, Astro.
Yeah, I'll try to shield myself and then push him out of the way instinctively. And then train my gun on him.
He's like gasping on the ground, and he's like holding his one arm like up to his chest, where you can tell he's been shot pretty badly in the torso. Steve, you're like blown against the wall, explosion blackens. Nolarian like leans down to you and offers you a hand up.
Yeah, I just imagined like the head resting on the ground with my back on a wall and legs over my like knees above my head kind of situation.
Yeah, totally.
It was like, and I'll say that it's like about fucking time you showed up. Yeah. I'll take his hand.
He as he like wrenches you to your feet, he's like, "Well, it can't be helped if you start all the fun without me."
Let's see if was it a fatal shot?
It's like, I don't think so.
And I'll get up and start holding my own wound as I limp over with him.
The rest of you see Nolarian, Dyseria. Evelene would know this as her previous combat instructor. And Steve, who's limping over. As the man you've downed is like on the ground, like just basically splayed out, like blood pooling under him as he like looks up just furious at all of you.
I'd like to pull something like fist size. I don't know if there's like a stress toy on a desk or like some cloth or clothing or something, right? I just want to shove it in his mouth so he can't bite down or anything.
Oh yeah, no, you come up on him. You just, yeah, I will say it is that little clown stress toy that when you squeeze it, his ears and eyes pop out. Mm-hmm. You shove that in his mouth, and this man looks at you with nothing but fury in his eyes.
I'll hold his chin back so he's uncomfortable and like suppressed, and then look at Dyne and go, "Can you patch him?"
I go, sure, I can do some basic first aid. But first, I walk, because he has like the briefcase like chained to his arm, right?
That's correct, yes.
Can I walk up and just shoot the chain off?
Totally.
So just,
at this point, you've done what you needed to down this guy. He's at your mercy.
I'm going to say, I'm going to give it to Astro. I'm like, Astro, take H. Warren, go back to the scientists. If this is what it is, then it needs to be taken care of now. We'll deal with this guy.
And
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, as you do that, we're going to call this the end of this session. And we'll get to see what you guys do about this infiltration into AO Station and your couple of new captives in our next session then.
Yay!
All right.
Torture!
No more pain.
Wait.
Oh, God.
I said it out loud?
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
See ya.